Okay, continuing with the real estate purchase contract. 7. Seller disclosures. Now this is very important. Disclosures is where a lot of people can get in trouble. Disclose, disclose, disclose everything. No later than the seller disclosure deadline referenced in section 24A, seller shall provide to buyer the following documents in hard copy or electronic format, which are collectively referred to as the seller disclosures. A. A written seller property condition disclosure for the property, completed, signed, and dated by seller as provided in section 10.3. B. A lead-based paint disclosure and acknowledgement for the property, completed, signed, and dated by seller, only if the property was built prior to 1978. C. A commitment for title insurance as referenced in section 6.1. D. A copy of any restrictive covenants known as CC&Rs, rules and regulations affecting the property. E. A copy of the most recent minutes, budget, and financial statement for the homeowners association, if any. F. A copy of any long-term tenant lease or rental agreements affecting the property not expiring prior to closing. G. Copy of any short-term rental booking schedule as of the seller disclosure deadline for guest use of the property after closing. H. A copy of any existing property management agreements affecting the property. I. Evidence of any water rights and or water shares referenced in section 1.4. J. Written notice of any claims and or conditions known to seller relating to environmental problems and building or zoning code violations. K. In general, the sale or other dispositions of a U.S. real property interest by a foreign person is subject to income tax withholding under the Foreign Investment in Real Property Tax Act of 1980, known as FIRPTA. A foreign person includes a non-resident alien individual, foreign corporation, partnership, trust, or estate. If FIRPTA applies to seller, sellers advise that buyer or other qualified substitute may be legally required to withhold this tax at closing. In order to avoid closing delays, if seller is a foreign person under FIRPTA, seller shall advise buyer in writing and I, other, specify. So all of these things need to get in by the seller disclosure deadline. It is very important. If you don't get it in by then without an addendum extending the time period, you're in breach of contract, and the buyer can either go after you for that. So just get it done. CC&Rs, rules and regulations, financial statement, all that stuff. The agent will take care of this generally, but it's the seller's responsibility. So get them to the agent to get to the buyers. Title does try to help with this as a courtesy, but is not their job. So just make sure you get all these things in and disclose everything. Very important section. Anything else that we can say about that? Existing property management, that means if you have a property manager that's like personally in the property itself. And that is it. So think section 8 is so long, we're going to visit that next time.